someone who struggles with believing that the life that you really want to create for yourself is actually possible? You see other people living abundant, fulfilled, happy lives, and you think to yourself, oh, that is great for them, but that is just not in the cards for me. Hi, I'm Keri Murphy, and today I am beyond thrilled to bring you someone who just might change the way you think. She is an international speaker, a New York Times best-selling author, and went from single mom on public assistance to being one of 2 African-American women who is running a publicly traded company. She is the CEO of Motivating the Masses, and my friend, Lisa Nichols.
I got fired from 5 different jobs, and then I got pregnant with my son unexpectedly. And then at 8 months, my son's father went to prison. And when my son was 8 months old, I went to the ATM to get $20 out the bank because I didn't have any Pampers for him. And in order to get $20 out, you got that $20 in. I had $11.42. All there was my intuition, my internal GPS, my internal God placement system, and the will and the desire and the big dream inside my belly. And I was willing to keep at it until I birthed something greater than myself. And
Lisa, thank
Hi,
you so much for being with
nice
me.
to see you.
Oh man, it is kind of tough to catch you. You're a woman on the go.
It is. I prayed 25 years ago, God, I want to travel the world, run my mouth, and autograph anything. And now that's all I do is travel the world, run my mouth, and I've autographed a little bit of everything.
Be careful what you ask for,
right.
but it's a beautiful life.
And I'm grateful. Yeah. Like, I'm grateful. So thank you for your determination and resiliency to make this happen.
You are inspired living gone wild. So I'm really excited to sit down and talk with you.
Inspired living gone wild. I love
living
it.
Gone wild. So when you hear, and I know you've been interviewed a gazillion times, and you often hear people say, you know, from single mom on public assistance to running a publicly traded company, are you ever surprised? Like, do you ever go, wow? Like,
every single time.
You do?
Every single time. I've never gotten numb to it. There's not a day that happens when I go, oh yeah. Like when I hear it, when I watch my promo reel being played, I'm always like, wow.
Yeah.
Because I remember all the small little details that you don't even have time or want to hear. Like I remember every single nuance of every single moment of every single hour that I wanted to quit.
Right, right.
Not even the ones where I choose to stay in, but the ones where I was like, oh my God, can't this work? Or the conversations about me. The meetings of concern. Now they call them hashtag interventions.
Right.
You know, like I
Meetings
remember
of concern.
hashtag intervention. So I remember all of those. So it's even more wow to me than I think to anyone listening to it. They just kind of go, or wow. But I go, oh my God, I did do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. And I think so many people look at success stories like you or like someone else and go, oh, you know what? That was luck, you know, or they were born with a success gene, which we know is not something that it's not in my DNA. Like, I don't know.
Listen, if I got a success gene to me, that sucker was underdeveloped for a long time. It took its time coming out, you know, like I was that C student in school. I never got a grade higher than a C plus ever in 12 years. And the last time I took an English class, I got a fail. And my English teacher said in front of the entire classroom, Lisa, you are the weakest writer I've ever met in my entire life. And that same year, I took a speech class. And my speech teacher gave me a D- and said, Miss Nichols, quote unquote, Miss Nichols, I recommend that you get a desk job and never speak in public. And by the way, that was my freshman year in college.
Okay, now first of all, I want to find those teachers.
Right, right.
Like,
send them
who
a book,
could say
send them a
that
video,
to people?
Send them a DVD, right.
Did that fuel you?
Fuel me?
Yeah. Was
not
that
initially.
part of the fuel?
Not initially. So it became fuel. At first, it hit me. It hurt me.
Sure.
There were authorities in my life, and I trusted them. And so I went into the accounting field for 7 years because I was supposed to stay away from speaking and writing.
Okay, something about Lisa Nichols I did not know.
Well,
accounting for 7 years.
Accounting for 7 years because I went to a vocational school. Oh, by the way, I got kicked out of college. So that was in my freshman year of college.
Of course you did.
I got kicked out of college. You know, they had this little thing called they wanted me to pay. I didn't have no money. And so I got kicked out. And so I went to a vocational school. And I literally chose the vocation of accounting because it was the highest paying vocation that they had. I remember it paid $9.28 an hour. I remember.
Wow.
And I was like, ooh, that's a lot of money. I'm going to do that. So I went through the training and I started doing collections. And I am
I mean, I just cannot see Lisa Nichols.
No one else could see
Hello?
me either. Yeah. No, my boss couldn't see me. My job couldn't see me. No one else could see me. So when I got called into my boss's office and she asked me what did I want to be in 5 years, I was like, I want to be the manager of the collection department. She was like, ooh, no. She said, you're not good at this. I mean, she was very kind.
Right.
She said, you're not good at this. You want to be liked and you want to inspire people. And you keep deleting the people's names off of our collections list. I said, because they don't have money, so I'm just helping them out. Aww. She said, this is collections, honey. You're not supposed to help the people out.
We don't delete people off
the
list.
You're supposed to collect the money. And so I got fired actually from 5 jobs in my 20s.
Wow.
And I thought it was normal until people kept saying, wow. Everyone I tell, they go, wow. I'm like, you didn't?
Like, that was just me?
Like, that was just my experience. So I thought that discovering what you were good at came with a lot of pain, mine came with a lot of rejection, a lot of no's, a lot of, honey, go find what you're good at. You're not good at this. And so I tell people I landed at being great at an inspirational speaker and in writing because I checked off all the other things that I wasn't good at. So if the road that's going to lead you to your gift, your anointing, your talent, your contribution to the planet, if it takes longer to get to than your sister or your brother or your neighbor, don't trip. Don't compare your journey with someone else's journey.
So, amen.
Because mine, I tell people, I discovered what I wanted to be when I was 28.
So you didn't know. So you weren't like a little girl who always, I mean, of course, we just talk about, you dreamed of traveling the world and speaking, but that wasn't something that you
I didn't have that dream.
You didn't?
No. I remember when I was 15 years old, my teacher said, Lisa, what do you want to be when you grow up? And at the time, I lived in South Central LA. I lived between the Harlem Crip 30s and the Rolling 60s. I had 3 fights a week to get home from school. You want to know what I want to be when I grow up?
Right.
I looked at her and with no malice, no attitude, I said, Miss Thompson, I want to be alive. And if I should get to 21, ask me that question again. Wow. And I still think about it and get a little.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, I felt like I didn't have the luxury. I had to walk through these gangs, and it wasn't a matter of if I was going to fight, it was who was I going to fight? And I didn't want to fight, but I need to get home from school.
Yeah.
And so I never had the dream of what I was going to be when I grew up. I didn't want to, my mom was a nurse. I didn't necessarily want to do that. I knew it was something like theatrical. I don't know what it was, but I didn't have any acting classes. I knew I couldn't carry a note if you strapped it to my back. So I knew I wasn't going to be a singer. And so I didn't know. And I just went on a discovery zone. And my journey was more no's than what I wasn't good at before anyone ever taught me what I was good at or validated. I felt like I had a message in my belly. I felt like I had a story to tell, but there was nothing in my physical environment that validated my belief system. That's why in The Secret I said you have to know like you know, like you know. Because sometimes no one else could see what's in your vision. No one else will have your vision. No one else will know your vision. And in the moments when no one else gets your vision, remember that no one else gets your vision because God didn't give your vision to them. God gave your vision to you. And when I finally got that, Keri, and I went, wait a minute. I don't care what that teacher said I was a weakish writer. And by the way, I am a weak writer. I still am a weak writer. I don't know where the semicolon go. Like, who even made up a semicolon? I don't know where to put the period.
There are people to help with that.
Listen,
right?
That's what I learned. I learned that, I'm a run-on sentence mama. I'm going to put commas and commas and commas till I finish my thought. I was doing it this morning when I was texting somebody. I just kept going. I was like,
keeps going.
I was like, I need to put a period somewhere in there, but they'll figure it out. Now I just put space bars, I just put a space. But I realized that my gift is not grammar. My gift is storytelling. And so I was trying to be all things. I thought I had to be this or nothing. I could be a portion of this really, really good. Like I realized that we try to be the super highway good. I just need to be my lane. I just need to be great in my lane. And when I got that, and I realized that people didn't have to agree with my vision, when you stop worrying about people agreeing with your vision, and signing on with your vision and validating your vision, and you let them have their vision, and you birth your vision, you give your vision a chance. My biggest fear and people's biggest fear is not that they're going to die, is that you're going to die without giving your vision a chance to be born. Because your vision can outlive you. Martin Luther King's, Nelson Mandela's, Mother Teresa's, Cesar Chavez, Mahatma Gandhi, all their visions outlived them. But if they never birthed their vision because they didn't know how they were going to make it happen, we wouldn't have the things we have today. We wouldn't be sitting here.
Right, 1,000%. But yet, Lisa, there's the majority of the world who feels like they're waiting for validation.
Absolutely.
Or they're living someone else's vision, or they don't believe that what they want is truly possible. And that is such a huge part of who you are and what you do. And if you haven't seen Lisa speak, good God, do yourself a favor and get to wherever she is, because you will be a changed person. Because it is such a gift, Lisa, and it really blows my mind that it wasn't something that you knew that you had, that it like took all these no's and going down the wrong road for so long before you stepped into this. What was it? What was the thing that you actually said, okay, I'm no longer going to live everyone else's vision and not believe in mine? What was the next step? What did you do? What would you recommend someone do if they don't know?
The first thing I did was I explored. I explored what felt good to me. So, and I did it in small doses. Everyone wants to go all or nothing. They want to go big or go home. No, go bite size.
Go bite size.
So if you fall, you're falling off a curb, not a mountaintop. Initially. So what I did was I felt like I wanted to inspire people. So I volunteered at girls' clubs. I volunteered. And then I volunteered at women's battered shelters because they needed to be inspired. Then I volunteered at drug and alcohol recovery institutions because these people really need inspiration. If I really want to be an inspirational speaker, go to places where no one else is going and do it for free. But you know, that's how I roll.
Yes.
Like go in, like really go in. If you don't just do it because you want to post it on Facebook, that's marketing.
Sure.
Do it because you do it in the dark of the night when no one's looking, and you feel fulfilled. And so whenever I went and I did it, something in my belly jumped. Something in my belly just woke up.
And that's when you know.
Man.
You know.
Man, and I tell people, just keep stepping towards your silent yes. When it feels good, like, ooh, I want to do more of this. For free or for fee. Don't make it just for fee. See, I was speaking for 4 or 5 years for free before I ever got a dime, and I was happy. I would wonder if my lights were going to be on when I came home. And so when I did get paid, it felt better because then I can get paid doing what I love.
Sure.
But also remember that you don't have to always do what you love for a job or a career.
Absolutely.
People think, oh, I got to turn into a career. No, as long as you do it, like that's that thing that fuels you. And if what you do that fuels you isn't something you get paid for, then what you get paid for becomes your investor. And it invests in you having this life experience. And so allow yourself to have that. So the first thing I did was I got in action. I will tell you the distance between me and most people who are looking at the life that they want versus living the life that they want is the level of action we're in. It's not that I got a hookup. I'm still, by the way, waiting on my hookup. If you know where it is,
can we get a hookup?
Right, if you know where it is, my Facebook page is Lisa Nichols, right? So I didn't wait. And I was willing to do it all wrong, Keri. See, we're trying to also preserve our image. You want to make sure I don't want people to talk about me. So what? They're going to talk about something?
Okay, I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because we work with a lot of entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And I know that you are a recovering people pleaser. You probably still deep down are a people pleaser. And when it comes to putting yourself out there, Lisa, so many people say to me, Keri, I am so scared to be judged. What if they don't like me? Well, you know, I don't look a certain way. And talk about looks. I mean, you've gone through a huge transformation yourself. You look hot, top C, which we'll get to in a minute. But did you ever feel that way? Were you ever scared to put yourself out there? And if so, what did you do?
Yes, of course. I would be lying if I said I wasn't. Like I still get nervous today in a new way. But who's to say fear is supposed to stop you? Fear is your fuel. See, I use my fear differently than most.
Fear is your fuel.
Fear is your fuel, right?
Yes.
Like, and I mean that. That's not just a sexy cliche. Like I've learned how to live with fear, move with fear, run with fear, and leap with fear, as much as I've done it with excitement. So I don't wait for the fear. Most people wait for the fear to dissipate to get in action. I go, oh, okay, so fear, you're in this hand. I'm afraid of being judged as a Black woman. I'm afraid of being judged as a single mom. I'm afraid of being judged because my son's father is in prison, and he's been in prison for 22 years. Like, there was a time I couldn't say that privately versus with you and on camera.
Sure.
Right? There was so much shame attached to that. You know, there's a fear in being a single woman at 50. There's a fear in your judgment. Like, I got a whole list of things that any given day they can rise up and go from and feel like Jolly Green Giant, you know? And every time they come up, I go, okay, thank you. I'm gonna hold you in this hand. But in this hand, I'm gonna hold my courage and my determination. and I'm going to leap with both. So I'm not going to wait for you to go away because I don't know how long you're going to take up residence in my space. And what you don't get to do is take up real estate in my mind. See, people get consumed with fear and then they let fear move in. Here, get a couch. Here, get a seat. Here, put your feet up. Yeah. No, don't get comfortable. Matter of fact, if you're going to be in my space fear, let's treat it like a California stop sign, a rolling stop. I'm not, and I mean that. Yeah. And I mean that. So when it stays with me, I don't try to evict it before I move. I just get more information, more validation that what I believe to be true over here, my courage, my determination, can address that fear. So fear feeds you. Fear says, go collect information, go get a partner, go get a mentor, go do something, be in action. Because actuality and reality dissipates fear, because fear is your illusion of what you think might happen projected into your future. Now this is deep. You might have to rewind this later. But I just got to tell you.
It is true. Absolutely.
This is amazing. Because fear is the thought that you had about what could happen in the future, i.e. relationship. I don't want to be hurt. Well, you haven't been hurt yet. You're just thinking you'll be hurt. So then that causes you to freeze. Right. I don't want to lose my money in this business deal. Okay, that caused you to freeze. But you can actually, knowing you have that fear, you can actually do what's necessary to dissipate the fear into the nothingness that it always was.
Okay, can we just hang out every day?
Of course. You're my neighbor. You're like
Lisa
somewhere in the
Nichols
area, right?
Every day.
Right. A little dose. Right.
Lisa, you've built an incredible company.
Amen.
And, you know, as a sister from another mister, whenever I'm around you, everyone's like, are you sure you don't have a little black in you somewhere?
Right. Yeah,
and I'm like, no.
She got some chocolate in her swirl. She got some something. Right.
I'm inspired by you. I'm in awe of you as another woman in business and a single mom, you know, who is just now looking at what that's like. Yes. Like, you've really accomplished a lot. Amen. For someone who is looking, again, you know, holding that fear and jumping with both hands, how important has mentorship been? Do you feel like you would be where you are today if you didn't have mentors or people to guide you throughout?
Absolutely, unequivocally not. They have been a lifesaver, a lifesaver, professionally and personally. So it's funny you should ask me this, because I just got off the plane last night at midnight visiting my spiritual mentor, whom I've had for 19 years. And she fell ill, and I just wanted to go sit with her. So this weekend, I showed her how to do the Bitmojis on her phone. So she's now this funky little Bitmoji, right? A senior Bitmoji. Right. And I washed her hair and I curled her hair. Can I tell you, I got as much out of that as she did. I've had a mentor every step. I've had a coach. Let me just be clear. A coach is one thing. Right. And a mentor is another. Sure. So the people in my life that I've asked to mentor me, I know that I can only have their free time when they have free time. So I don't have high demands on them. I'm grateful for whatever 10 minutes or, God willing, 10 hours that they can give me. And I do everything that they say because they're gifting me with their time. And so I've had mentors. When I went on the Oprah show in 2007, I went to my mentor and I said, can you help me not make this 15 minutes of fame? Can you help me make this the launch pad to my business? That information that he gave me, that direction that gentleman gave me, that was a game changer in my life. What he did for me allowed me on the Oprah show. As a result of the Oprah show, I got 9,772 emails in my inbox in 72 hours because he showed me how to set the infrastructure up, because I was smart enough to ask for help. So every day I get up and I evict my ego, or my she-go, ladies. And I tell them, you cannot come with me. I know we know some things, but we don't know everything. That's right. And when someone crosses my path and they know more than what I know, I instantly become a student. Now, I also hired a coach because I believe in investing in myself.
It is a game changer.
Now, a coach is the horse you're going to ride there, but I'm the jockey. Right. And I'm not investing in the coach. I'm investing in the jockey. I'm a good jockey to invest in, but I need someone that literally that's 2 to 10 steps ahead of me, that can show me what I don't know, have me say what I don't want to say, and have me do what I don't want to do, so I can be the woman I have always known myself to be. A good coach is going to have you go places you don't even want to go, in you and outside of you, to do the things you've never even thought were possible. Listen, when I got my coach, she helped me to grow my business 258% in 1 year and 3,000% in 5 years. And when she tried to fire me as her student, that didn't go well. No. That didn't
Sorry,
go well.
Not happening.
Yeah, and what I told her was, you can redesign this relationship any way you want. You can become my consultant. You can tell me what the ticket price is for you. But what you don't get to do is leave me, because I know that I'm a better woman when you're in my presence. I'm going to tell you, that's the gift. The gift that I've gotten have been a bunch of amazing people who saw something in me at times that I didn't even see in myself, who can allow me to borrow their lenses and look at myself through their lenses. You need someone who's going to see the you that you're becoming, not the you that you've been, because you come to this moment keeping score, and they come to this moment holding on to possibility. So the best gift I've given myself are people who saw me 10 years ahead, who saw me sitting with Oprah long before I got the call, who saw me killing the game on Larry King long before I was petrified when I got the call from Larry King. Who could see me like doing amazing things when I'm going, are you sure?
Right. Fear's right here.
Yeah, fear's right here.
Yeah.
I remember having a breakdown in Cracker Barrel. You know Cracker Barrel?
I do know Cracker
I
Barrel.
had an absolute breakdown in Cracker Barrel with my spiritual mentor. And then I did the ugly cry.
Right.
I'm like, and this is when I got the deal for Chicken Soup for the African American Soul. And I wasn't saying this fear I had. And all of a sudden it all just came out at Cracker Barrel at dinner time. I was like, what if I mess it up? And then I've embarrassed all African Americans. I was so afraid.
Wow.
I was so afraid of letting down my culture, because the book was about the culture.
Sure.
And I was like, and they're all going to be mad at me. And no one wants a lot of black people mad at them at the same time. And I'm just crying.
Aww.
And she looked at me and she just chuckled and put her hand on my head, because I'm like down crying. And she said, well, baby, why don't you just see yourself through my lenses today? Because I know you're going to do an amazing job. And today I'm negotiating deals 30x to that deal.
Wow.
And I have the same fear storm. Like, what if I do it all wrong? And she may not put her hand on my hand anymore, because we're not physically in each other's space as much. But I allow her hand. I could feel it. And so I believe that we're not designed to do anything alone. And the challenge with entrepreneurs is that entrepreneurs, you instantly become the CEO or the owner or the founder of something. So you begin to download the pressure that I'm supposed to know everything.
Right.
The moment you become an entrepreneur, you simultaneously should become a student. That was the best thing I did.
I agree with you, and I continue to invest. I know you do too, and we have businesses that love to support other entrepreneurs in stepping into their vision. Lisa, what does inspired living mean to you?
Inspired living to me means that when I'm my grandmother's age, she's approaching 90, and when I'm sitting in my favorite rocking chair, like my grandmother has her favorite rocking chair right now, that I can reflect on a life that I have zero regrets about. That I've said I love you as many times as I wanted to say I love you. That I've asked for forgiveness sooner, quicker, faster. And that I didn't allow my ego to kill a relationship. That I apologized rapidly. That I didn't hold grudges because my humanity was hurt or my ego was hurt. That I didn't live in my righteousness. I lived in my godliness. Inspired living means that I've danced until my knees and my feet hurt. That I've laughed until my belly ached. That I've created so many robust memories that they're crowded in my head as I sit in my rocking chair at close to 90 with knees that just kind of ache now on an ongoing basis because I've danced with them so much. That my life added value to people that I know and to total strangers. I was at the dermatologist the other day, and the doctor had just met me, and she said, "This feels weird, but I think I love you." Her nurse looked at her. She goes, "I know, that sounds weird, but it's the way you make me feel." And inspired living for me is to leave people feeling that way.
Yeah.
For absolutely no other reason than it's the right thing to do. Not for brand growth or Facebook likes or media exposure, but because it's the right thing to do. Inspired living is having no regrets and a crowded, crowded mind of delicious, delicious memories.
Well, Lisa, I've asked that question a lot, and rarely do I get a tear to my eye. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Thank you for all that you do to contribute and for helping other people see what they're capable of through you and through your company and through you giving everyone a permission slip to do what they are here to do. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I think if I wanted my brand to mean anything, it means truly it is where you start is not where you end up, and that you are the designer of your destiny, and you are the author of your autobiography. And who cares what chapter 2 and 4 and 6 was written as? All you know is that you have the pen in your hand to write chapter 26. And your job is to write a really great chapter to read.
Oh, speaking of chapters, by the way, we were going to talk about this, but we have run out of time. But you recently came out with a new book called Abundance Now.
Yes.
Cannot recommend it enough.
It's gone crazy.
By the way, if you were not inspired through this interview, I just am going to ask that you check your pulse. And that you go and you read this book.
Really? Did you just say that?
I did.
You just said that.
And if you want more inspiration, please head over to inspiredliving.tv and please share this interview with other people, people that you care about, people who you know need inspiration, because when you are inspired, you inspire others. And that is what this world is all about.
Yes. And if you don't need inspiration, you deserve it.
That's right.
Like, it's that outfit that always fits.
Right. It feels so good on, right?
So good on. And I just want to celebrate you.
Thank you.
From the moment I met you, I've admired you. I admire your resiliency and your light. You live in possibility. I know that every day doesn't look and feel like this moment for you. But what I honor in you is that by the time you show up to serve the world. So it's my honor to find excuses to play with you and call it work.
Oh, thank you,
You are
Lisa.
my sister from another mister, and I choose you.
I choose you too.
Effortlessly.
Thank you, sweetie. And thank you again for watching this interview. And remember, as Lisa would say, to keep dreaming it, living it, and being it. Until next time.